Hey, Sophia, listen. Can we push our honeymoon back a week?
What? What is this? Everything's already booked.
Then just change it. It's not that hard, right?
No way, the flights, the hotels, everything's set. We can't just change it now.
That's your job to figure it out, isn't it? My schedule changed, so there's no other choice.
What schedule? If it's work-related, that's one thing, but changing it for personal reasons is impossible.
No, it's just something important came up. I really need to be in the US during that time.
What's so important? Is it really something that has to take priority over our honeymoon?
Well, it's kind of a favor I have to do.
A favor for who? If it's that important, then at least explain the reason.
Stop stressing over every little detail. Look, just push the trip back and it's all good.
There's no way I'm changing it over such a vague excuse. Do you even know how much time I spent planning this?
You can just rebook everything the same way, right?
You say that so easily, but do you realize how much effort and money it takes to change everything?
Don't worry about that. Just handle it.
No, I can't. And honestly, the fact that you have something more important than our honeymoon is insane.
That's just how you see it. People have different priorities.
Then let me ask you this. Our honeymoon is really important to me. Are you saying it doesn't matter enough to come first?
Don't blow this out of proportion. It's just a trip. It's not like we can't go later.
What? Just a trip, you say? Are you kidding me?
You're seriously so nitpicky. This is exactly when adults should be flexible, you know?
Flexible? So me making all the compromises is what you call acting like an adult?
You're really stubborn. Can't you just bend a little?
No, if anything, I've been the one compromising this whole time.
If you're that dead set on keeping the dates, then fine. Do whatever you want.
Wait, what? Why are you snapping at me? Did I say something wrong?
I said I don't care anymore. If you're not even going to try to understand me, then whatever.
Oh, come on. Who's the one refusing to understand who here? I'm asking for an explanation and you keep dodging everything.
Alright then, let's do this. If you absolutely have to keep the honeymoon on these dates, then fine.
Huh? What? Are you about to throw in some kind of condition?
I'm going to do whatever I want instead. You don't get to complain about it.
Wait, what do you mean by do whatever you want?
You heard me. I have things I want to do too, and sometimes those take priority.
I don't get it.
Yeah, whatever. I'm tired of this. Let's just drop the whole conversation.
What? That doesn't sit right with me. Hey, I've been looking for you everywhere. We have plans. Where did you go? You're throwing off the whole schedule. You promised we'd go sightseeing together today, remember? I'm standing here waiting all by myself. Where are you? How could you just disappear without a word? I've been searching for you this whole time. We still have so much left to do today, so why did you just leave without saying anything? Hurry up and come back.
I just got a message. Genesis went into labor. It was sudden, so I need to head back right away.
Genesis? Who is that? You're just dropping some random name. I have no idea what you're talking about.
She's my ex. She's giving birth, so I'm flying back to the US first. Sorry for cutting the honeymoon short, but I'm worried about her.
Wait a second. Are you seriously saying you're flying back to the US for your ex's childbirth? And just so you know, we're still in the middle of a honeymoon. I've been looking forward to this trip for so long, and now you're just leaving without even talking to me about it? What about my feelings?
Giving birth alone must be terrifying, right? She needs someone by her side. Emotionally, it's got to be tough. I'm the only one who can be there for her. You're going to be a mother someday too, right? Shouldn't you try to understand what Genesis is going through?
I know childbirth is hard, but why does it have to be you who goes? She has family, other friends, people who can be there for her. As my husband, where should you be right now? With me, your wife, or with someone from your past? What's the normal choice here?
Wow, I can't believe people actually say stuff like this. It sounds like something straight out of a movie. Think about this situation for a second, will you? Genesis is giving birth alone, and you're just relaxing and enjoying Italy. Who do you think really needs my help right now? It's obvious, isn't it? And yet, even in a moment like this, all you care about is yourself. You're unbelievable.
Relaxing in Italy, huh? This is our honeymoon, a once-in-a-lifetime special moment. I spent months planning this, adjusting my work schedule. I worked so hard to make this happen, and you're just throwing it all away like it's nothing? If this were your mom or a close family member in a crisis, I wouldn't say anything. Of course, I'd understand if it were a serious family emergency and I'd support you. But this? You're about to leave me for your ex. Why do you have to throw away our time together just to go back to her? Give me a real reason.
So you just pick and choose who deserves your time, huh? You're unbelievable. It's exactly that cold, selfish attitude that makes you incapable of understanding other people's pain. I'm heading back to the US first. I'm going to be there for Genesis and support her through childbirth. That's just the right thing to do. The fact that you don't get that, I can't even comprehend it.
If she's already in labor, you won't even make it in time. No matter how fast you rush, it's going to take at least half a day to get there. By the time you arrive, it could all be over.
That's not the point. Have you even thought about what happens after Genesis gives birth? She's going to be completely drained, both physically and emotionally. She needs someone there to support her during that time. God, you're so heartless. You really only ever think about yourself, don't you? Do you not have even a shred of empathy for other people? While I'm gone, take some time to cool off and fix your twisted way of thinking. That cold heart of yours needs to change. Try considering other people's feelings for once.
Are you seriously leaving me here and flying back to the US? Is that really what a husband is supposed to do?
Hey, Sophia, how's everything going over there? Since you're overseas, I couldn't help but check in on you. You must be having the time of your life right now, right? Make sure you enjoy it to the fullest. Your alone time as a married couple is almost over after all.
Charlotte, can I talk to you for a moment? I never intended to bring this up, but I just don't know what to do anymore, and I need someone to hear me out. I really wish I didn't have to. By now, I should have been sightseeing with Oliver, enjoying our time together.
Wait, what happened?
I never imagined things would turn out like this. Just now, Oliver suddenly said he's flying back to the US. And then he just ran off. No discussion, no warning. He made the decision on his own and left me behind.
Wait, hold on. Flying back? Your trip isn't even over yet, right? There are still plans left. Why would he leave so suddenly? What happened? Tell me he didn't actually leave you there alone.
Actually, I'm staying in Italy. Oliver is the one flying back to the US first. I can't even believe this is happening.
Wait. So Oliver is cutting the honeymoon short, leaving you overseas and flying back home alone? That's insane. Why would he make such a reckless decision out of nowhere? What happened?
Apparently, Oliver got a call earlier from his ex. She's in labor right now. As soon as he heard, he said, I have to fly back to the US immediately. I have no idea how to stop him. No matter how much I tried to reason with him, all he did was tell me, try to understand how I feel, or you're so heartless.
So he just abandoned you and ran to his ex? You're telling me he chose her childbirth over your honeymoon? That's really the decision he made?
Yes, at first I thought it had to be some kind of joke. But Oliver was completely serious. Nothing I said even registered with him. His ex is apparently giving birth alone. And since she doesn't have anyone there, he says he has to be the one to support her. He was so adamant about it. But still, why does it have to be Oliver? I don't understand at all. Even when I told him to think it through, he made me sound like the cruel one. Saying, you don't even get it, and calling me heartless. There was no reasoning with him. In the end, I couldn't stop him. I just stood there in shock as he left. Right now, he's probably on his way to the airport.
I can't believe this. Leaving in the middle of your honeymoon for something like this? I never thought Oliver would act so recklessly. I'm so sorry, Sophia. My foolish son has done something so incredibly stupid. As his mother, I feel ashamed and embarrassed.
Charlotte, you don't have to apologize. Who could have predicted this would happen? But honestly, I don't know what to do now. I've been left here alone and I feel completely lost. I understand that giving birth alone must be scary, but flying back for his ex? I still can't believe this is real.
I'll try calling Oliver myself. Maybe I can talk some sense into that foolish son of mine.
Thank you, Charlotte. Just knowing you're here makes me feel a little better. By the way, earlier you said your alone time as a married couple is almost over. What did you mean by that?
What do you mean? You're pregnant too, aren't you?
Excuse me?
So you just had to go and run your mouth, huh? You're unbelievable. Why the hell did you snitch to my mom? She kept shouting at me and now my ears are buzzing. I'm about to board and now I have to deal with this nonsense. What a nightmare. This is all your fault for making things more complicated than they needed to be.
Oh, so you're mad that I didn't just sit back and accept you abandoning me? Then maybe you shouldn't have brought it up in the middle of our honeymoon in the first place. Of course I'm mad. I was looking forward to this trip and you completely ruined it. What kind of husband cuts his honeymoon short just to run back to his ex for her childbirth? No one in their right minds would do that. And now I'm stuck in Italy alone. This trip was supposed to be about spending time together. We planned for months, adjusted our schedules, and finally made this happen. So then why are you leaving me behind?
I already apologized, didn't I? I said I was sorry. And you're still complaining? Has your heart gotten so cold that you can't even accept an apology anymore? Try being a little more reasonable. Then again, I guess I shouldn't expect that from someone who only thinks about herself. Even after hearing Genesis is struggling, all you care about is you. You're so sensitive about your own pain, but when it comes to someone else's suffering, you couldn't care less. Maybe you should do something about that icy heart of yours.
Why is Genesis even relying on you in the first place? Isn't childbirth something that's normally supported by family or close friends? I get that giving birth alone must be scary, but why isn't she turning to someone else? Are you seriously telling me you're the only person she has? Why do you have to be the one to run to her? This whole thing makes no sense.
We've known each other since elementary school. She's not just some ex, it's way deeper than that. We know everything about each other, we've been through so much together, so of course we help each other when it matters. It's not weird at all that she turned to me now. We were friends and something even more than that. So obviously I feel responsible for being there for her. But all you do is complain. You're not even trying to understand how I feel, are you? If you keep acting like this, maybe when you have a baby one day, I won't be there for you either.
That's not the same thing. I'm your wife and I'm the one who's supposed to be here with you. Are you really saying that ditching our honeymoon for your ex is the right thing to do?
It's exactly the same thing. You're just putting yourself first while blaming me for helping Genesis. You expect to be the priority no matter what, but you think she doesn't deserve my support? Don't you think that's a little selfish? You have me, so you'll always have someone to rely on, but Genesis, she only has me. If I don't go to her, she'll be completely alone, drowning in fear with no one to support her. She's fragile, delicate, she needs someone. Unlike you, she's not strong enough to get through this on her own. You can stand on your own no matter what, but she can't.
Oh wow, sounds rough. Then why don't you just stay by her side forever? I'm done. If that's how you feel, do whatever you want. Not like my feelings ever mattered to you in the first place, right?
Finally, you're being reasonable. I'm heading back fast, so you can come home whenever. Just don't complain about it anymore.
If you don't care what happens when I get back, sure. I'm really looking forward to flying home by myself.
What? What are you talking about? Anyway, I got you bored now. Hey, how many times do I have to call before you answer? Pick up the phone. When I call you, answer immediately. I've been calling over and over. Are you ignoring me? Do you even realize I'm calling for something urgent? You're already back in the US, right? Then just do what I'm asking already. Stop wasting my time.
What do you want this early in the morning? I just made myself at home. Is there actually something important you need?
I need a car. Bring it to the location I tell you. You still have your car, right? Hurry up.
If you need a car, why don't you pick it up yourself? I have nothing to do with you anymore. Why should I do it for you?
I told you I don't have time for that. How many times do I have to say it? I need to take Genesis home from the hospital, and a taxi isn't safe enough. She and the baby are in a fragile state, so I need to be the one to get them home safely.
I came back from Italy and I wasn't even surprised. You still haven't come home. So you're still with your ex, huh?
I didn't have a choice. Genesis is already small as it is, and her recovery has been rough. She had to stay in the hospital longer than expected. I couldn't just leave her like that. Or what? Are you seriously telling me to abandon her in a situation like this? If that's what you're saying, then I really have to question your morals.
I don't care anymore. This has nothing to do with me. You can take care of your ex all you want. It doesn't affect me. Stay with her as long as you like. I won't say another word about it.
Oh, so you finally get it? See, time really does make people think more clearly. You've finally come around and realized how kind I am, haven't you? Now you understand why I have to be there for Genesis. That makes things easier. That means I don't even have to ask. You'll bring the car to the hospital, right? I knew you'd come around and see how much I've been dealing with.
Just so we're clear, I don't understand anything. I just don't care anymore. If this is really what you want, then do whatever you want. But I have zero intention of taking the car to the hospital.
What? You're seriously still trying to defy me at this point? You're being ridiculous.
You know what? To be precise, I couldn't take the car even if I wanted to.
What the hell are you talking about? You have a license and driving isn't exactly hard. Don't tell me you're just being difficult on purpose to spite me. Enough already, just bring it over.
Like I said, I can't. There's a reason I can't bring it to you. Because I already gave the car to your mom.
What? What the hell are you talking about? What were you thinking, just handing it over to my mom?
Oh, and by the way, the car isn't the only thing I handed over. The moment I got back, I cancelled our apartment lease. Obviously, that means all of your stuff is gone too. I handed it all over to Charlotte. There was no reason to keep anything for you. And since cancelling the lease also meant losing the parking space, I talked to Charlotte and she mentioned she had extra space at her house. So just yesterday, I drove the car over to her.
You cancelled the apartment? No way.
If you don't believe me, go see for yourself. The move is already done and I handed the apartment over to the management company. By now, it should be completely empty.
What the hell were you thinking? You made such a huge decision without even talking to me?
I got Charlotte's approval. And let's not forget, you were the one who abandoned our honeymoon and chose your ex over me. Do you really think I could stay married to someone like that? No way. This apartment was meant for us, so of course I cancelled the lease.
Are you making such a big deal over this? Why are you acting like it's the end of the world? It's not like I left you or anything. We can just go on another honeymoon later, right? I don't get why you're blowing this so out of proportion.
You're the only one who thinks that way. To you, this is no big deal, but anyone else would see it differently. Tell me, where in the world is it normal for a husband to ditch his wife on their honeymoon to be with his ex while she gives birth? It's insane. And the fact that you call this no big deal just proves how out of touch you are. Maybe you haven't realized it yet, but I've been done with you for a while now. No one would say, oh, it's just a little thing. When a husband runs back to his ex in the middle of his honeymoon. Did you seriously not know that? Or did you actually believe this was completely normal?
Are you mocking me? You're really painting me as the villain here. Can't you just try to understand my situation for once? You're acting all tough, but deep down you want me to come back, don't you? You need me. But too bad, I'm not abandoning Genesis. No matter what happens, I've decided I'm going to support her.
If that's your decision, then fine. Do whatever you want. I don't care how much you cherish your ex. It has nothing to do with me anymore. If you really need a car, ask Charlotte. You don't need me for anything anymore, do you?
Jesus, this is such a hassle. What the hell is wrong with you? You've humiliated me like this. Are you enjoying it? Just remember this. I won't forget what you did to me today. Mom, I'm in a bit of a situation here. I need a favor.
Oh, what is it?
Well, I need to use the car, so can you bring it to me? I heard from Sophia that it's at the house now, right?
You cut your honeymoon short and flew back to the US. But you never even contacted me once after that. I figured you had your reasons, so I didn't push it. And now, out of nowhere, you want to use the car? What exactly are you planning to do with it? This isn't just some random whim, is it?
No, it's complicated. Genesis gave birth. She's getting discharged today, so I want to drive her home. Taking a taxi doesn't seem safe, so I think it's best if I go and pick her up myself.
Genesis, you mean the Johnson girl? I had a feeling, but are you really doing all this for her?
Oh yeah, Mom, you know her. We've known each other forever. She's not just some stranger. If she's in trouble, of course I should help her. So stop being difficult and just give me the car. I'm not just doing this on a whim. I thought this through. I'm going to need a car from now on anyway, and I have to buy a car seat too. Just help me out here, Mom.
I'm speechless. I don't know if you're just too nice or completely self-absorbed. Do you even realize what you're doing? Why do you have to go this far? You're acting like you're the father of that child. What reason do you have to take on that kind of responsibility?
You're a mother too, so you should understand. You know how hard it is for a woman to take care of a newborn. And raising a child alone, that must be terrifying. So isn't it only natural to want to help? Or have you always been this cold-hearted?
If this were Sophia, I wouldn't hesitate to help. But you left your own wife behind on your honeymoon just to rush to another woman. Why should I lift a finger to support that? And let's not forget, that car, the one you're demanding, it's in my name and I'm the one who's been making the payments. What makes you think you have any right to it? This car legally belongs to me. I have absolutely no obligation to help you.
I never knew you were this heartless, Mom. So, as long as it's not Sophia, you don't care what happens to anyone else? Tell me, why are you siding with her so much?
You wouldn't know this, but you actually had a little sister. I always wanted a daughter. I was so happy. But right before she was born, I lost her. Ever since then, I swore that when you got married, I would treat your wife like my own daughter.
So that's why you're siding with Sophia? That you're turning against your son? Are you serious?
Before you start calling me an idiot, maybe there's something you should be saying to me.
What are you talking about?
The money. A little while ago, I gave you money to help with childbirth expenses. You came to me worried about finances, and I wanted to help Sophia since she was supposed to be pregnant. So I gave you that money for her. But Sophia isn't pregnant. Don't tell me you used that money to pay for Janice's hospital bills.
So what if I did? It was for childbirth either way, wasn't it?
You really believe that? I gave you that money because I thought it was for Sophia. If I had known it was going to your ex's baby, I never would have given it to you.
Yeah, but she needed the money. I didn't have a choice, right?
You still don't understand what you've done, do you? Who did you marry? Who did you choose to be your life partner?
Well...
You keep blaming Sophia, but have you ever once stopped to reflect on yourself? Have you ever considered her feelings? If you had, you wouldn't have done something like this.
I get it, okay? But Genesis needs me. She can't survive without me.
Even now you're choosing her over Sophia. I was hoping you'd come to your senses, but clearly that's not happening. From now on, I will never help you again. You're not getting the car, and I will be taking back the childbirth money I gave you.
You've got to be kidding me. That money was a gift.
It was never for you. I gave it for Sophia. And don't get this twisted. I'm not favoring her. When my child makes a mistake, it's my responsibility as a parent to correct it. That's all.
But I already told Genesis I'd have a car ready for her. And the money? She doesn't have a job, and I barely have any savings left.
Not my problem. You're a grown man. Take responsibility for your own actions.
Damn it. It's been a while now.
Excuse me?
I figured by now you've calmed down a bit.
What exactly are you trying to say?
I'll look for a new apartment for us later, but until then, I'm kind of running out of money. You've got plenty of savings, don't you? Lend me some cash.
Oh, you mean for your living expenses? Or did you actually mean you and your ex's living expenses? Why would I ever give money to support some random woman I don't even know? Absolutely not.
Come on, don't say that. I've got a newborn to take care of over here. And the only reason I'm even living with Genesis is because you went and cancelled my apartment behind my back.
If you really wanted to come back to me, you'd leave your ex and go back to your parents' house, wouldn't you?
God, shut up. You just need to do what you always did. Make money and hand it over to me.
You really don't feel a shred of guilt toward me, do you? You're right, I used to give you money. But that was because I loved you. I was always more reserved and introverted, and you had this bright, carefree energy that I didn't have. That's why I fell for you. You were my first boyfriend, and when you proposed, I was so happy. That's why I overlooked it when you were careless with money. I forgave you every time. But now I know, I was just being used. The moment we got married, you stopped even pretending to care. You started treating me like an afterthought.
That's just your paranoia talking.
Are you serious? You literally abandoned me in Italy on our honeymoon to run to your ex. Oh wait, not your ex, your mistress.
What are you talking about?
Genesis, right? She's not just your ex, is she? You're still seeing her.
That's ridiculous. That's not true.
You're still denying it? Too bad. I already heard everything from your mom. This honeymoon was supposed to be my first ever trip abroad. And you went to Charlotte months ago, asking for money for an overseas trip. But you told me you were traveling for work. So tell me, Oliver, was that really a business trip? Or was it just a little vacation with your mistress?
What?
If it's not true, then I can just call your office and check, right? Actually, never mind. I already did.
What? What the hell are you doing snooping around like that?
And guess what? Just as I suspected, there was never a work trip scheduled. So tell me, is Genesis' baby yours? Is that why you're so desperate to take care of them?
Don't just assume things. Do you even hear yourself right now? You're accusing your own husband of cheating. How messed up is that? A normal wife would trust her husband.
Oh, so you're still denying it? Fine, then prove it. Show me concrete proof that you're not the father. Do a DNA test or whatever it takes. Until I see the results, I won't believe you.
A DNA test? You're seriously taking it that far?
Yes. Because depending on the results, I'm going to take you to court.
Court?
Obviously, you lied to me, you betrayed me, and you abandoned me on our honeymoon. I'm going to make sure you suffer the consequences.
You're seriously just going to throw us away like that?
You're acting like you're the victim here, but this is all just the result of your own actions. You're so sensitive to your own pain, but you couldn't care less about the pain you caused me. Must be nice living in that little bubble of yours. While you and Genesis were off playing house, do you have any idea what it was like for me to fly home alone? Oliver, you're a grown man. So take responsibility for what you did. And just so we're clear, the money I'm demanding in this lawsuit, that's the price you owe for what you did to me.
No way. But I barely have enough to cover my own living expenses. And I still have to pay Mom back for the hospital bills. How am I supposed to pay for a lawsuit on top of that? Come on, Sophia, I messed up, I get it. But the truth is, you're the only one I've ever really loved. Genesis was the one who came on to me. I didn't have a choice.
Wow, guys who cheat really say that, huh? If you actually loved me, you wouldn't have cheated. Any other excuses? No? Didn't think so.
But...
Anyway, expect a call from my lawyer soon. Ignoring it won't make this go away, so I strongly suggest you pick up. Well then, enjoy your life with your little mistress.
Damn it.
Charlotte, I have an update. It took some time, but my divorce is finally official. I just wanted to thank you for everything you've done for me. I truly appreciate it. If you hadn't been there for me, I don't think I would have made it this far. I can't even begin to express how much your support meant to me. Oh, sweetheart, you don't have to thank me. My son acted selfishly. So the least I could do was make sure he didn't cause you any more trouble. I just did what I could. Charlotte, I really mean it. Even though our time as family was short, I never saw you as just my in-law. To me, you were real family. I went through a lot of pain because of Oliver. But because of you, I was able to stay strong until the very end. You were always there for me, and I'll never forget that. That means so much to me. I know you're going to be much happier from now on. So don't let the past hold you back, just keep moving forward. I didn't do much, but if you ever need anything, you can always count on me. Even if we are no longer family, I'll always be on your side. From now on, live for yourself. You don't have to sacrifice anything for anyone anymore. Treasure your own happiness. I will, Charlotte. From now on, I'm putting my own happiness first. I'm going to make up for lost time and live my life to the fullest. And if we ever meet again, I promise I'll have nothing but happy stories to share with you. Ever since then, I've been fully enjoying my freedom. All the money I used to hand over to Oliver is now mine to spend however I want. At first, I wasn't sure what to do with it, but after trying new things, I discovered a passion for pottery, making some great friends, and now every day feels fulfilling. And as for Oliver, he couldn't escape the settlement payments, so he had to start working nights. At first, he acted tough, saying, "I'll pay it off right away." But once reality hit, it was much harder than he thought. An exhausting job, endless payments, and constant fights with Genesis every time he comes home. I heard from mutual acquaintances that they're constantly arguing in their tiny apartment. Apparently, Oliver keeps mumbling, "This isn't how it was supposed to be." Honestly, what did he expect? Did he really think he'd live happily ever after with the ex he abandoned his honeymoon for? If this isn't karma, I don't know what is. Lately, he's been trying to get help from his mom. But of course, she turns him away every time. She told him, "I have no reason to help the son who did that to Sophia." Yeah, that's totally Charlotte. It's comforting to know that I still have someone on my side.
As for Genesis, I heard she started complaining, saying I hate living like this. With the stress of childcare piling up, their fights are only getting worse. At this rate, it's only a matter of time before things fall apart. But that has nothing to do with me anymore. I'm just going to live my life. Next month, there's a pottery exhibition at my class, so I think I'll invite Charlotte.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.